straight on the food. Tonight or today we are cooking live crab, full bodied live crab. You boil the water, you add a little bit of vinegar, so this way because it's a shellfish, you don't want it to smell very nice, very much. And then you pick up a real crab. Let's pick this one. And they're alive. We got the crab from an Asian store called Oceans, but any Asian store, it's very difficult to find a live crab. And the paws there's elastic band around them, so you just clip them off. Make sure the water is boiling. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 claws. And then you gently put the crab in the water. It'll fight you a little bit. It'll fly, of course. If you jumped in that water by yourself, you'd be calling for the fire department. So you gotta make sure it's in there. And we are gonna let it continue to boil. It turns a little bit. Boy, this is a fighter. It's about 8 minutes for a full crab. There we go. Now we gotta make sure you stay away from these two claws, because these are the ones that really love to attack you.
They're big, nice.
See how it grabbed on the still fighting us, but we got to figure out a way to get him inside. This one is too big for this pot. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So now they're
you
both in.
You have to put a little bit more inside the water.
Well, yeah, but I need
over there
tongs. We got it. If you've never tried crab, this is the way you do it.
So you're cooking for 7 minutes maximum.
Well, 7 to 10 minutes, it depends. But you can tell by the color.
Yes.
The crab starts to turn red. But you don't want to overcook it, you don't want to undercook it. So now we're just going to let it go for 5 minutes. Okay, this one looks like it's done. And the other thing you got to see is this yellow stuff. You should actually use a spoon and scoop it out. But anyways, it is done. So we switch off the heat. We take it off. And we dump it. Make sure you don't burn yourself. And then the whole idea is to run very cold water so it cools down and it doesn't over.
It's almost done. So second one is already cooling down.
Just let it sit for a few minutes because it was a really big one. And then I'm going to show you the art of taking it apart to prep up for a nice, beautiful sit-down dinner with maybe a nice bottle of white wine or a nice cold beer. To clean it. So it's not very easy. Part of it is easy because this part we've already cooled it down. So the most delicious crab legs you'll ever eat. Never mind buying frozen crab legs that everybody does. This is fresh, fresh, fresh. And the meat in this is totally different than the meat in the stomach. I call it the stomach. It's probably not the right terminology. So you should have 10 of them. Now, sometimes when you buy from the store, you forget to count the claws, and you only end up with 8 or 9. But this is the best. Now, what you got to do is you go in, and I think that is the mouth, and you peel that off because you need to get into the guts. So I'm going to leave it here because I forgot. There we go. So I can reuse this pan. And then this one, very gently, you can remove that part of it, which don't ask me what it is. It looks like maybe the teeth or something. And then you got to take the stomach out. And that's not that easy, but it is once you practice. And look at all of that. I don't know what to call it, guck or guts or whatever. You gotta clean all this out.
Everything what is dark, right?
Everything that's dark and all this other stuff. Bit of a challenge, but because what you're going to eventually do is we're going to open up the stomach into 2 halves.
But a lot of people doesn't know even how to clean it. They take only legs and they doesn't know even in the shell it's a lot of meat.
It's the best meat actually. You see, this is kind of maybe caviar crab, or the caviar of the crab, but see, you just take all that yellow stuff off, rip these parts off, you see, and then you take all this, kind of looks like fiber, but it's not. So here's half a stomach. Oh, still, oh, that water is really getting cold on the hands. You just wash that stuff off, rinse it, and there you go. Look at that. And this is the best meat. There's a bunch of cartilages between each pocket, but it's good.
Oh yeah, you can see now. It's still in shell, so you have to dig it out from inside.
And you do need crackers to break into both the
Legs, of course, yeah.
and the stomach. Okay, we're done with number 1.
Excellent, good job.